What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the Fuck Nation Sports HQ. It's been quite a bit, maybe a few weeks since we missed a few episodes, but happy to be back. We had a lot of moving parts. Actually had a little relocation in the headquarters, but we are back. Catch you up and look forward to NFL Week 6. College football going on today, Saturday, October 12th. But NFL Week 5, getting back into our betting trends that we like to recap every week, where the underdogs, how the underdogs fared, how the favorites did. We'll see here on the screen that I'm looking at Week 5, the over-unders. Overs went 8 and 6 towards the overs. Underdogs against the spread did not fare well this week, even though they've been crushing it up until last week. They went 5 and 9. So underdogs against the spread, ATS went 5 and 9. That means the favorites went 9 and 5. Away teams, underdogs against the spread, went 4 and 7. We've been seeing a lot of the underdogs winning outright with getting 5.5 points or more. Last week was not the case. Home favorites went 7 and 4 ATS. Away team in general, ATS against spread went 7 and 7. So nothing to scream about there. Teams that got 58% or more of the betting tickets went 5 and 5. That's an area we like, or I like to look at when I am betting. I usually try to not side with the public because we know the public does lose more than they win against Vegas. It is the reason why the lights are bright in Vegas and the AC is pumping, and they're building multiple buildings there as we speak. So when I see a team that gets 58% or more, a majority, could be 59% higher, but at least 58% or more, I like to see how they do weekly. And if you track that number throughout the season, you'll find out more often than not the public is losing to the house. We try to side and put ourselves in position with the house, not the public. So anyways, that went 5 and 5. Nothing to scream about. The public got to win a little bit there. Divisional matchups, underdogs against the spread went 2 and 4. And primetime unders, under the bright lights, went 1 and 2 last year. We all know, if we followed NFL, under the bright lights, unders were cashing at an alarming rate. But us in general here at Fuck Nation Sports, clients have been on a tear. We are 9 and 1 our last 10 plays in the NFL. Our 9 and 1 our last 10. We just hit our Thursday night football game. We had the 49ers laying 3, and we also hit San Francisco 49ers getting over 1.5 field goals with their new kicker, temporary kicker, Matthew Wright. So we cashed both plays. We're 9 and 1 our last 10 on the season. For full transparency, we are up over 5 units, 5.22, and our record is 22 and 15 on the young NFL season, or this season's going by quick as we head into week 6 of the NFL. So we are doing great. Let's talk NFL for week 6. Before that, I do want to say thank you for tuning in. Sorry again for our loyal listeners that haven't been able to follow. As we said, a lot of moving parts, literally moving headquarters. But happy to be back. Please leave a 5-star review if you enjoy the podcast, our YouTube channel, all our insight, all our content. We do appreciate it. Leave us any comments, what you would like to hear on the podcast, anything new. But we have a structured podcast that we like to go through. So let us talk about the NFL game of the week this week. Can't believe they are in the discussion, but it is the Washington Commanders, who are 4 and 1. And they are traveling to Baltimore, not too far down the street, maybe 30 miles, 20 or 30 miles to Baltimore Ravens land. Battle of Maryland, the battle of Heisman-winning quarterbacks. Jaden Daniels, talk of the town over there in Washington, and going to go meet Lamar Jackson, a former NFL MVP and Heisman winner himself. It's not often we talk Washington Commanders or Washington football team or Washington Redskins for that matter, as a 4-1 team and making the game of the week. But here they are with a rookie quarterback sensation. So far, all signs are pointing to that the Commanders have hit nail on the head, and they have nailed a draft pick and franchise quarterback in Jaden Daniels. 102 quarterback rating, only 2 interceptions, 4 touchdowns passing, totally managing this offense, running and beating teams with his legs. Look, it's a team that's 4-1. We can't knock on them too much. They are getting the job done. They haven't beat, really, to be honest, great teams. But you got to give them credit that they're finding ways to win and beating the teams they should. I'll tell you right now, teams that they beat, I think their lone loss, or their best win, actually, rather, is the Cincinnati Bengals, but they're 1-4. But Commanders have taken care of business. Let's go look at, besides week 1, they lost at Tampa Bay. They beat the Giants. They beat Cincinnati. I think that was a Monday night game. And they took care of business the last 2 weeks in Arizona, 42-14, and beating the Browns 34-13. You got to give this team credit. At some point, you can't knock them anymore saying, dream schedule, this and that. They are taking care of business. And look, the 49ers lost to Arizona Cardinals, and 49ers are one of the Super Bowl hopefuls. And we saw what Washington did there with Jayden Daniels, with Scary Terry, with the running back, with the new head coach. And the defense is getting a little bit better. So this is a team, they're going into Baltimore. There is no rivalry here. They don't play each other too much. But this matchup will be for bragging rights, no doubt about it. And then we got on the other side of the ball, the Baltimore Ravens, a team that we were all panicking on. I was down on them this year. They started 0-2, and now all of a sudden they've reeled off 3 in a row. Now all of a sudden Lamar Jackson's in the NFL MVP race, second behind Patrick Mahomes. So they've definitely righted the ship, and kudos to John Harbaugh and leading that coaching as he always did. They won a dramatic win in Cincinnati last week. Cincinnati had Baltimore on the ropes and choked on a kick with the snap, as we all saw. It wasn't Evan McPherson's fault on that one, but a team that lost to Kansas City, remember on opening night on Thursday, tippy toes, Isaiah Likely touching the white line. They lose to Las Vegas Raiders, was a shocker, and a get-right game. And then since then, they've reeled off 3 wins. They've won at Dallas. They beat Buffalo. Not just beat them, they dismantled them. That was a play that started our win streak there. As we said, we were 9-1 our last 10. And then they beat Cincinnati Bengals, division matchup in the North, where you had a hungry Cincinnati Bengals team that needed to win. They sent out. So that's 3 in a row. Fairly good schedule coming up. Commanders, Buccaneers, Browns, Broncos. So now all of a sudden, Ravens are a team to talk about outside of Kansas City, who is 5-0, as we know. The Baltimore Ravens are laying 6.5 points right now, as we see on our sports betting sites. Shop it around, but they are laying 6.5 points. I think it probably opened up maybe like 8 points or 7.5 at one point. And, so you got some people buying into this Commanders team, especially laying that many points or getting that many points. Currently, Washington Commanders are getting 57% of the betting tickets. So nothing crazy substantial, but they're happy and excited to take that many points. If you're all in on this Washington offense, now the Commanders are going to play someone superior, more respectful. And if you believe in the Commanders, take this points, and this could be the biggest gift that Vegas will ever give you. Or is Vegas trying to trick you into that and saying that Commanders are going to meet their matchup here in the Ravens, and Ravens are going to dismantle them? We'll see. Very tricky game to cap on both sides. Again, this could be a gift from the line, or the Ravens are going to kill. But no official play for us on that. If I had to lean, it looks kind of fishy that Commanders are getting that many points. I would think the team that's 4-1 versus the team that's 3-2, the line would be shorter, but that's not the case here. So Ravens laying 6.5 at home. Their defense needs to play better. Just for the rest of their season, if they're going to have any chance throughout the rest of the year, I think their defense needs to get back to their old ways, which I'm sure they will. They did hire some specialist coaches and coordinators this past week to kind of right the ship there. But we'll see how this game goes. Definitely the game of the week. Washington Commanders, who are 4-1, traveling down the street, I guess, to Baltimore, who are 3-2. Should be a fun matchup. 2 former Heisman winning quarterbacks. 2 quarterbacks that like to win with their legs on the ground and passing. So it should be some fun chess match there in this week's matchup. So have fun with that one. Next segment, fishy line of the week. What is the fishy line? It's something that seems off, something that looks different, something that smells. Something looks off. You look at the line and you're like, why is that certain team getting this many points, or why is the line this short? It's not the line you made in your head, it's but what Vegas gave to you. So sometimes, I'm not saying it always is foolproof, but if it smells funny, smells fishy, it's something you usually want to steer clear of. And the game for me, I could have made a case for that Commanders game, to be honest. Commanders getting that many points despite them having the better record than Baltimore. But we pivoted, and I do smell a little fishiness here in this Detroit Lions at Dallas Cowboy game. You have Detroit, who's 3-1, coming off a bye, going to Dallas, who's 3-2, coming off a win. And to me, I would have thought Dallas, I know, even if it's Dallas and bipolar Cowboys and what they do year in and year out, I would have thought at worst case, the spread on this would have been pick 'em or maybe 1 point for Dallas. However, we have Detroit Lions laying 3 points currently on the road. Let's see what we saw here. The line opened at well, that's what it says. The line pretty much opened at pick 'em, but people have been betting Detroit. 62% of the betting tickets public is on Detroit right now. Crazy that the line is at, in my opinion. If you looked at this game last year, again, this is in Dallas. It's the marquee 4:25 p.m. game on Fox, I believe. You would think that this line would be more towards Cowboys or Pick'em, but it's Detroit right now. 3, as we mentioned. It smells a little fishy. Do I think Detroit is the better team? Yes, but that's where the fishiness comes into the picture. I think people will see that and like, give me Dallas at home in Jerry's world and the 3 points. If I'm going to make a play here, it's going to be Detroit or nothing, to be honest. So that's something to look into in the fishy line. As we said, doesn't mean always we're going to play the game if it's fishy, but it definitely has our attention. And if we kind of start looking at the other variables and start looking at the weather, well, there's not going to be a weather issue in this game, but other factors and injuries, this and that, if it plays into the fishiness, and we definitely jump on it. But early lean would be Detroit, as I just think this is fishy. I think people will start to play Dallas a little bit towards the end, and we'll see where that line ends up, though. But it's definitely on our radar. Detroit Lions getting 3 on the road seems very high to me. But we shall see how that turns out. It doesn't always work out that way, but more times than not, it does. So be always aware of those fishy lines. When you look at a game, don't look at the line, right? Make the line in your head ahead of time. And if it's different from what you think, there you know. Maybe you find something fishy there. So good. It's a good handicapping tool to start with, no doubt about it. One of my kind of go-tos when I look at lines, I come up with my own line and circle those games and work from there. All right, free play. I don't think our last podcast we gave a winner. Actually, I think we've lost 2 free play winners on the pod. I wish I was giving out my X or social media or Twitter plays. We are 19-9, our last 28. But the last 2 we gave out here on the mic have been losers, and hopefully we can give you a winner today since we have been off the pod for a couple weeks. But I'm looking at a team right now, not a sexy team, a team that won for us last week on client play, Jacksonville Jaguars. And if you're going to play this with me, you're going to have to make sure you do it tonight. Don't sleep on it because they're playing in London early, and then you'll be forgetting that. But I'm going to take the Jacksonville Jaguars getting a point on the road, road in London, and versus Chicago. Look, Jacksonville snuck out a game for us last week. They actually pushed for us, just remembering it. The line was 3.5. We bought the hook, so luckily we pushed that. I think Jaguars can beat Chicago. I like Chicago's defense. I don't like Caleb Williams and the offense. I think they had their coming out party offensively last week against the Panthers, and I think they beat the Rams the prior week. So they have 2-game winning streak, Chicago. I think this is a what's the word, sell high time for Chicago and possibly jump on Jacksonville. Potentially can get on a 3-game winning streak here after starting the season 0-3. I'm going to look at that 1 second to confirm that. Yeah, Jacksonville definitely, 0-4 they went. Some games they should have won, but they snuck one out against Indy. So they got Chicago in London. They got Patriots. So they can put together a 3-game winning streak here. And I think if Doug Peterson can get out of his way of not trying to ruin games at the end, where he likes to call pass play after pass play after pass play, I think they can win this game. Again, I respect the Chicago Bears defense. This will be a neutral site. Jacksonville has played a handful of times already in London of the two. So I think if you're going to give a little edge to them, they can adapt to the time change and surroundings there at their stadium, Wembley, I believe it is. I like Jacksonville Jaguars for my free play. +1, getting a point, just a unit. And that'll be our free play. And hopefully we can snap our 2-play losing streak here on the pod. And yeah, so awesome to be back on here with you all. Appreciate the listeners. Appreciate the new listeners. Please leave a 5-star review if you've enjoyed it. Let me know if you have any questions. Hit us up on social media. Our Instagram handle, Fox Nation Sports, Twitter or X, whatever they're calling it. And check us out. Let us know. Go on our website, foxnationsports.com. Read up about us. Our package site is on there. Instructions of what to expect from the packages. We email the plays to you the night before or the morning of, giving you plenty of time to place the plays that we give you. And yeah, hope you guys enjoy, or hope you guys and girls enjoy this pod, college football and NFL tomorrow starting early in London. So enjoy and be safe. Take it easy.